Hello! Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For this week, I am going to use the Thelema deck by Renata Lechner, I want to say. Where's your name? Is it Renata Lechner? I thought it was Renata Lechner. Yep, Renata Lechner, sorry. I knew it was there somewhere. And then the website is here at the bottom, loscarebo.com. Focus, camera, focus. Hopefully it's focusing. Feel free to freeze frame on that if you're interested in that information. Supportive Oracle cards, Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish, illustrated by Jesse Reish, and there's the hayhouse.com website at the bottom. Feel free to freeze frame and check that out if you are interested. Last but not least, I do use dice. I use a 22-sided dice for the Major Arcana. I substitute 22 for 0 for the Fool. I use a 14-sided dice for the Minor Arcana, and then I use a 4-sided dice to choose the element. And they are from the Dice Shop. The website is mathartfun.com. Hopefully you can see that. All right. And, of course, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. And now, let's go on to your reading. Hello, Capricorn. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for when you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Capricorn? The Wheel of Fortune is showing up. Some randomness, but I think the Wheel of Fortune is going to do a hard turn in your favor. Looks like it. Okay. How far out are we going? Alright, no matter what okay. I don't think anything's going to be secret. When I say that, I feel like all of this is probably right out in the open for you. I don't think any of this is going to really shock you. I'm going to put the whole deck out or what? Okay. Something's coming forward. Something unexpected? Well, you got the Wheel of Fortune here. I think you're allowing something. You're allowing something, and that's fine. You want things to change. This just reminds me of, like, if I'm going to make it really super simple, kind of like having a shelf on the wall. And no matter what I do to it, it just never works right. It's like it doesn't stay on the wall right. Maybe, there's a door there that just seems to get in the way of it. It's just, I thought I wanted it there, and I'm just kind of like, all right, if I'm going to take down this shelf, I gotta fill in the holes that it was there. So I have to correct that. And then I still want the shelf, so where am I going to put the shelf? And I'm just like, it's almost like it's in the kitchen, and it's kind of like it's not working in the spot it's in. It doesn't hang right. Sooner or later, somebody either walks into it or damages it, and I have to keep fixing it. And there's really no other place for it in the kitchen, but I do like this shelf. So it's almost like, all right, I'm making a decision. I need to move this to another room. I need to fix that spot, and nothing can go there, and I need to find a different, storage option in this room. So usually I'm thinking if you're having a shelf in a certain room, it's for a storage option, or if there's a reason it's there. You don't have it just for fun. I wouldn't think. Capricorn is very practical, typically. I would say 9 times out of 10, if not 99 times out of 100. So it's kind of like, all right, whatever on that shelf, I can find. I've made different provisions for that. I'm going to use it. I like this shelf. I found a different place to utilize it. Okay. This is the change you're going through. You're allowing it. This could be like, I don't know why I'm cringing with this, but this could easily be with people. Kind of like, this one person, however I'm dealing with them, it never works out. So maybe I have to change my connection with them, either closer or further away, or a different application. It's kind of like if it was a kitchen situation before, maybe it's going to be a dining room situation now. Maybe it's going to be a bathroom situation. I don't know. I have to move it to a different room to utilize the situation differently. And you're making this conscious decision, and it's not the easiest thing for you. But with this card coming in, I feel like there's a spiritual push, kind of like things can be better for you, Capricorn. Let's just give it a chance. It might be one of those things where you're feeling that internally, in the sense of like you've come to terms on your own time and you've kind of thought through things and you're like, I wouldn't normally do this. I feel like I keep getting that energy. Like I wouldn't normally do this, but I do want this to go better. If it's going to go better, I got to try it a different way. I'm not losing anything. The shelf is still in the house. And it's not really working where it is, so I'm not giving up anything, but I'm going to relate to it differently. I'm going to handle it differently. It's a little unnerving. But you have best of intention. You're looking to make things better. You're looking to heal it. I'm feeling like for you and for whoever else you're dealing with. And you got that High Priestess with the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is like trying to bring the energy down, trying to let it rest, trying to let it heal, bringing down the intensity, I would also say. But kind of like, I don't feel guaranteed that this is going to work, but I know it's not working the way it's currently going. I don't feel like I'm going to have any loss. I keep getting that feeling. Like, I don't feel like things are going to get worse what I'm doing. What makes me nervous is like I'm wasting my time trying to fix something that I can't fix. That's the only thing that I feel like I'm worried about. But on the same token, I feel like if I don't try to do it differently, then I'm never giving it a chance to do better, and I would like it to do better. So I'm putting in that effort. I'm putting in the effort because I'm like, if I don't put it in there to give it a chance to do better, it won't do better. I have to at least provide the chance for it to do better. This is not something you take lightly, is what I'm getting. And even though there's this random moment pushing it forward, like the door opens and you're like, this is when I should do it. You know when you should do it, and I feel like there's that strength, or like the universe is kind of like, now Capricorn, best chance of success right now, go through the door. Best chance of you getting what you want right now, go through the door. And I feel like you're going for it. Mostly because you're invested in the success and you're like, yeah, okay. I'm going to do it. I'm going to step forward. You probably already know what you want to do. So it's like, I know what I want to do. It's like moving the shelf, for example. I know I want to do it. All right, so-and-so is showing up to help me. They're here. They can fix that hole. They're only going to be here for a couple hours. All right, I'm stepping through the door. Let's move the shelf. Help me fix it. Help me do what I want with this wall so the wall is patched up and looks correct. Fill in the holes, whatever we got to do. And then they'll help you rehang it where you want to rehang it. Moment arrives, it's a short window to get in that, they got 2 hours, and they're willing to help. All right, let's do it. I already knew I wanted to do it. Moment's here, let's do it. They're backing it up like, this is great. Is there a guaranteed good outcome? No. Would you believe me if I said that? No. I really don't think you'd believe me, and good for you, you shouldn't. It's a general read especially, but, realistically. Free will is a real thing. Free will is a real thing. If it's going to be a success, this is the most likely time. You're making a good move here. Smart move. Now, when I change whatever I change, it does have improvement, but minimal. At least in the beginning. My question is what happens later, because I don't know. There's minimal improvement at the first part. Prosperity, yes, but minimal. They're backing that up with the Page of Cups. Like, prosperity, okay, yes, but not crazy. Not crazy amount. It's kind of like, I want to make this simple. So just argument's sake, just to make a simple number. Say it was $10 that you were making on this an hour. $10 an hour, $10 an hour. Now it's $10.25. Improvement, yes. So, like, if you work a 40-hour work week, depending on where you are, what is that, like 10 more bucks a week? Is that what that is? I think that's what that is. I could be wrong. It's not a crazy amount. You know what I mean? I think it's like $10 more a week. It's something. $10 you didn't have, if I'm doing that math correctly. It's something. It's slow at first, and it's kind of like, all right, it's not loss. It's more. It's $10 more a week, $40 more a month. All right, all right. It's kind of like, all right, I'm seeing it. It's something. Okay, I have to address this. There might be people around this situation that are not, I feel like they're not helpful. I don't know if they're trying to not be helpful or not. But if you're aware of it, they're not telling you this so that you do something about it. They're telling you this that it's there, and to factor this into your equation. There's people around that I just feel like, even though you're doing things differently, especially if, I'm assuming for most of you this deals with another person, people are like I feel like people are telling this person, like, that's Capricorn. You can't improve things with Capricorn. Capricorn is never going to forgive you. Capricorn's not going to actually give you a chance. They feel the way they feel. They have an opinion of you, and that's all there is to it. You're wasting your time trying to make something better. So I feel like this is something, this might be around you. There might be energy working negatively against the situation. It's not just negative towards you. If there's another person involved, it's really negative towards them too, because it's taking away their hope. It's taking away their reason for trying. Because people are saying, you're wasting your time. Capricorn, they feel the way they feel. They're not going to change. They don't know that. They don't know that. And this isn't something for you to really fight, but kind of like, if you're aware of it, I feel like, I don't know, you just need to be aware of that's there. There's other people around this that, like, they're giving their opinion, and maybe they don't really need to, and just not for nothing. So, for that reason, this is like something to factor into your equation. You want to kind of like say, when you notice something going well, you want to make note of it as you see appropriate. You want to make sure this person knows, I'm aware that you're doing something better. Do you have to fall all over yourself about it? No. Some acknowledgement and some level of like, and I like that. Kind of like, hey, that's better than before. I like that direction. Something like that. You want to show that appreciation that's realistic for you. Definitely that's realistic for you. You want this person to believe you. I really don't see you like tripping over yourself anyway. But like, however you normally talk, you know how to convey your truth in a way that's like, all right, well, all right. Like, I don't think they're expecting you to fall all over yourself anyway. But acknowledging, like, that's better, I like that direction. Something like that. Something like that. That's believable for how you normally talk. You want to be aware of these other people, though, because you might also want to acknowledge to this person, like, you know, it's not often that I change my mind about people, but it has happened. You might want to just kind of like throw that out there. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I feel like Capricorn, yeah, you feel the way you feel, but once in a great while, if somebody puts in honest effort, maybe you think somebody's like, you know, very irresponsible. And then over time, maybe with certain subjects, like I've known people like this, like maybe they're irresponsible with finances and certain other things. But when they have a child, I've seen this with certain people, they're very responsible with their child. And anything connected with the child, they're very responsible with that. I've seen this happen. I don't have an explanation for it. It just happens. So it's like kind of like, all right, I've seen it happen before. You don't have to give details or explanations or examples, but just kind of like, yeah, I usually have opinions about people, and when they are what they are, they are what they are. But once in a while, people shock me, and I find that, you know what, they can do better, and my opinion does change. It has. It's done that before. It's happened before. You might want to acknowledge that at a certain level that makes sense to you. You will give this person hope. Especially when they do something you like, you acknowledge it honestly your way, the way, you know, you don't want to trip over yourself. You don't want to like give this false, oh, I love that. Like, if you don't really love it, you don't want to, like, you know what I mean? But kind of like, I approve of that. Like, something that makes sense for you. Because they know how you are. And if you did trip over yourself for whatever reason, maybe somebody convinced you to do that, they would know that, and that would make them feel more uncomfortable. Kind of like, But if you do it on your terms, like if you're kind of like a little bit more dry with your delivery, stick with that. It gives them hope. Also, step back and just let it show you what it's going to be. Try not to create expectations if you can help it, because I feel like you can kind of cause yourself some issues if you're expecting things, because you're more than likely going to be let down. Hope for the best and just kind of see what happens. As long as it keeps going in a way that's favorable for you, enjoy that, is what I'm getting. Try to be careful with expectations with this, as realistically as possible. The situation seems to hit a new normal for a while. And it's kind of like, all right, for maybe it goes up a little better. Maybe you end up getting $10.50 an hour. All right, that's $20 more a month or week, if I'm doing that right. Right? I think so. 20 more bucks I think 20 more bucks a week. 80 more bucks a month. All right, it's better than what it was. Yeah, it's good. But it seems to plateau for a while. And I feel like that kind of stresses you. Like, I wanted a better outcome. I wanted this to improve more than that. Be comfortable with it. I'm not saying you should settle for it, but be comfortable with it. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I'm not saying you should settle, but kind of be like, all right, it's better than it was. Who knows? Maybe more opportunities will come. There is some stress with this, kind of like, is this really as good as it can go? Because I was hoping it would go better. I think that's where the stress is coming in. It's going to plateau for a while. I feel like if you know that, I feel like that's helpful. It does all of a sudden try to move forward again, and I don't think it's going to be successful. Because I see it like trying to move forward, and I don't think it's working. I'm getting the Eight of Swords makes me feel like somebody, the two of these together, like we're trying to move forward, we're trying something to happen, but I can't make it happen. So it's going to plateau for a while, it's going to try to move forward, it doesn't seem to happen, doesn't seem to work. They want you to be aware of why that is happening. Why is it happening? The knowledge part. Because I feel like this person wants to, I feel like they want to assimilate more to what you want, and that's not their flavor, that's not their tone. It's like somebody trying to play an oboe and they're a guitar player. Those are totally two different instruments. Just because you can play one doesn't mean you can play the other. Like a string instrument and a wind instrument, right? Oboe. They're played differently. There's similarities, but there's definite differences. Them trying to assimilate, like they want to impress you, they want you to like them more. I feel like they're going to start seeing where things feel positive between the two of you, especially if this is a person thing, obviously. They're going to try but fail, but be aware that they're trying. You might, if you see it, if it really looks genuine to you, I feel like there's a version of this that you can acknowledge that doesn't seem ridiculous. I almost feel like I would say, like, okay, effort is good. I'm aware that you tried, it wasn't for you. Because you want to keep that energy going forward where they keep trying within respect. I feel like they're seeing the hope that the two of you could have a better connection. They're seeing the hope and they're trying, but they're failing at it. If you see that they're making the effort and you see it for that version of it, I feel like this can go much better. The way you relate to each other can be a lot better. The way you relate back and forth, the friendship energy can come in. I don't think this person, they're not you. Not that you're expecting them to be, but there's just certain things that, like, I don't know why, but for some reason, in my family, a lot of us are good at math, but not everybody. And it's kind of like, if it's not your thing, it's not your thing, and not expecting somebody to be good at math if it's just not their thing. I don't know why. It's just, it must be brain chemistry or something. I don't know. A lot of us are good at math. The people that are good at math tend not to be good at, like, writing. It's the balance, how it works. So it's kind of like not, seeing them for their attributes, seeing them for what they're good at, and like learning who they are and seeing what they're genuinely good at. They're not going to be you. There's certain things you're good at that they will never be good at. Maybe you're really good at organization. Capricorns tend to be. It's just not something they're good at. You can have a very positive connection with this person over time, and I feel like there can be a lot of healing where we see genuinely good people, like you're a good person, I'm a good person, there's just certain things we don't match on. This can create a lot more opportunity for you that you're not expecting. That's where they're trying to help you. There's a possibility here coming forward. It's getting at that point where we're both looking at each other as good people and kind of feeling like we can communicate and be around each other and be comfortable with each other, knowing we're different but still good people. I've had that with other religious people, personally. Kind of like, their way is very different from mine, but we both see each other as good people, just totally different ways of viewing religion. Possibilities have come from that, unexpectedly. So you might have an unexpected advancement at some point. To get there, to have that opportunity, to have that possibility, this is the path they're advising for you, if this hits. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.